stays here on 90.9 FM KSJE Farmington.
Hey everyone, it's your host for the World Beat Show, Scott Duran, and I want you to join me every Saturday at 11 a.m., where I take you on a journey around the world and show you traditional and modern style world beat music. Music from Africa, Spain, France, Japan, China, heck, even songs and artists from the United States itself. So join me every Saturday at 11 a.m. only on the KSJE 90.9 FM.
Joining me now for our Monday Reboot segment, a chance for me to talk technology with the one and only Lewis Campbell from CIntigy Computer Systems in Farmington. Lewis, good morning. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Good morning.
And a couple of things that kind of went across our desks this week that we wanted to talk about. And one of them was with the new administration of President Biden, right? And he put something, or his staff put something on the White House website after his inauguration.
Yeah, and it was interesting because they didn't put it like on the web page where everybody could see it. It's metadata that was hidden in the HTML code. And so you ask, well, why would they do something like that? You know, and all kinds of nefarious things could come to mind. But really, when you read it, it basically says, hey, if you can read this, then we really need you to work for the government to help us, you know, defend against cyber attacks, that kind of stuff. So it's a really clever kind of advertisement for cyber people to get involved in the effort to defend our country.
Interesting. And so this is the, I guess, the U.S. Digital Service. We're looking at the story from Reuters on the screen, and and they're looking to just recruit these technologists, these web coders, to, I guess, help the federal government in all different capacities. Yeah, and it was a really clever and kind of smart way to attract that kind of people. So. Neat. Interesting. And so, and you're right. For those of us that maybe don't know, there could be hidden things on a website that only a coder maybe could be able to discover, right? Or at least someone that knows HTML. Right. But, yeah. Cool. Interesting. All right. Well, that's one thing that was in the news this past week. The other thing, of course, again, with the new administration, there is a change at the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC. There's a new chairman. Yeah, the new chairman of the FCC. So if you've been following this program, yes, you know that we talk every once in a while about the net neutrality laws and regulations and how, you know, these not really laws, but regulations passed by the FCC had, allowed for competition, but mostly allowed for, protected consumers and businesses from being taken advantage of by ISPs. Where, if you have an ISP and you don't have any choice in ISPs, that ISP could not control the content in a way where they could block some content, or what we call throttle some content and not throttle others in order to control what you see. That legislation, or not legislation, but those rules were all but removed by this FCC chairman and the board that was appointed, during the Trump administration. Right. It was. Let me interrupt you for just a moment. It was a complete opposite of what the Obama administration had wanted with regards to net neutrality. Right. And Ajit Pai is the name of the person, of the FCC chairman, that was responsible for a lot of this. He was very controversial. A lot of IT people really disliked him. Well, of course, on the first day of the Biden administration, he's out. Right. So look for net neutrality regulation to probably come back in some way, shape, or form. And for, a lot of IT people feel like that's really the best way to protect people, consumers of internet services. Right. Interesting. Okay. And so that's something to watch for, to kind of shift back 180 degrees from where we were with the Trump administration back to where we were with the Obama administration.
And the final thing we wanted to talk about was something going on in Iran. What's going on over there?
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. So Bitcoin mining, that's something we talk about off and on here and there. It's an interesting topic. Bitcoin mining, by its very nature, takes a lot of electricity. So the whole idea is, behind cryptocurrency is, in order for a currency to have any kind of value, you can't just, produce a bunch of it. So because if you're just printing money, for instance, the more money you print, the less value each bill has. So you can basically send an economy into, depression by printing too much money. And cryptocurrency works because the amount of cryptocurrency out in the world is not controlled by a government. It's controlled by a mathematical algorithm. And you can't make a Bitcoin without running through those calculations. And over time, as more and more Bitcoins have been made, more and more cryptocurrencies have been made, of course the calculation gets more and more complicated. So to make Bitcoin, you have to have these incredibly complex computing devices that are basically designed to do nothing but pure math, and they use a lot of electricity. So with that introduction, in Iran, there's a big crypto mining, whatever. A lot of people do crypto mining, a lot of businesses and companies, and of course they chew up a lot of electricity. Now Iran started to have these rolling brownouts and blackouts, and the government now, the state electric utility, is blaming that on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin mining.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the Bitcoin miners, of course, are saying, well, it's not them, but the government's saying, oh yeah, it is you. You're sucking up all the power. So it'll be interesting to watch this space and see what comes out of that.
Yeah, really interesting. And of course, there's nothing that, I guess, stops people from doing that in any country, right? As long as you have a powerful enough computer and want to pay the energy bill.
Yep.
That's all it takes. But easier said than done, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I won't give up my day job.
Yeah, please don't.
All right.
We all miss you.
All right, thanks. Well, Louis, thanks for joining me this week. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the bouncy video, but I'm grateful to be here.
That's okay. We're glad to be able to see you. So we'll see you next week.
See you all next week.
All right.
Have a great week.
You too. Thank you. That is Louis Campbell. Of course, he works with CIntigy Computer Systems. He is my guest every week here on our Monday Reboot segment on KSJE Farmington.
Make each day a learning experience with the Academic Minute and join us as we discover cutting-edge research from colleges and universities around the world. Tune in to broaden your understanding of the past and be the first to learn how today's innovations will transform our tomorrow. From the latest breakthrough in green technology to the discovery of humanity's oldest tools, you'll find it all on the Academic Minute.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE